hot dogs, and food safety.
Get me to the farm.
Whether you call it a frankfurter, hot dog, wiener, or bologna, it's a cooked sausage and a year-round favorite. They can be made of beef, pork, turkey, chicken, or a combination. The label must state which. There are federal standards for identity of their content. Definitions. Frankfurters, also known as hot dogs, wieners, or bologna, are cooked and or smoked sausages according to the federal standards of identity. Federal standards of identity describe the requirements for processors to follow in formulating and marketing meat, poultry, and egg products produced in the United States for sale in this country and foreign commerce. The standards also require that they be comminuted, reduced to minute particles. Semi-solid products made from one or more kinds of raw skeletal muscle from livestock, like beef or pork, and may contain poultry meat. Smoking and curing ingredients contribute to flavor, color, and preservation of the product. They are link-shaped and come in all sizes: short, long, thin, and chubby. The most popular of all categories, the skinless variety, have been stripped of their casing after cooking. Water or ice, or both, may be used to facilitate chopping or mixing, or to dissolve curing ingredients. The finished products may not contain more than 30% fat, nor more than 10% water, or a combination of 40% fat and added water. Up to 3.5% non-meat binders and extenders, such as non-fat dry milk, cereal or dried whole milk, or 2% isolated soy protein may be used, but must be shown in the ingredient statement on the product's label by its common name. Food safety guidelines. The same general food safety guidelines apply to hot dogs as to all perishable products. Keep hot food hot and cold foods cold. When you leave the grocery store with hot dogs, head straight home and refrigerate or freeze them immediately. If there's no product date, hot dogs can be safely stored in an unopened package for 2 weeks in the refrigerator. Once opened, only 1 week. For maximum quality, freeze hot dogs no longer than 1 to 2 months. And of course, never leave hot dogs at room temperature for more than 2 hours, and never more than 1 hour when temperature goes above 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Although hot dogs are fully cooked, those at increased risk of foodborne illness should reheat hot dogs and luncheon meat until steaming hot before eating, due to the threat of listeriosis. Listeria monocytogenes, the bacteria that causes listeriosis, can be found in the intestinal tract of humans and animals, and in milk, soil, and leaf vegetables. The bacteria can grow slowly at refrigerator temperatures. Listeria monocytogenes can be in ready-to-eat foods such as hot dogs, luncheon meats, cold cuts, fermented or dried sausage, and other deli-style meats and poultries, soft cheeses, and unpasteurized milk. Symptoms of listeriosis include fever, chills, headache, backache, an upset stomach, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. Persons who have ingested the bacteria may take up to 3 weeks to become ill. At-risk persons, pregnant women and newborns, older adults, and people with weakened immune systems may later develop more serious illnesses. Listeria monocytogenes can also cause miscarriage. Cut hot dogs before giving them to children. For children younger than 4, whole hot dogs and other round foods can be a choking hazard. The American Academy of Pediatrics advised to prevent choking, cut hot dogs lengthwise or into very small pieces before giving them to children. If the hot dogs have a casing, remove it before cutting the hot dog into pieces for the child. Food product dating terms. The labeling on packages of hot dogs may contain one of several different types of dates. Product dating is voluntary and not required by federal regulations. If a date is used, it must also state what the date means. Sell-by date tells the store how long to display the product for sale. You should buy the product before that date expires. Use-by date is the last date recommended for use of the product while at peak quality. This date has been determined by the manufacturer of the product. Best if used by or before date helps consumers by stating a precise date for best flavor or quality. Expiration date helps stores and consumers by stating the shelf life or the last day product should be used while it is wholesome. Safety after date expires. Except for use-by dates, products date don't refer to home storage and use after purchase. If a sell-by, best if used by or before, or expiration date expires during home storage, a product should still be safe and wholesome if handled safely and kept refrigerated at 40 degrees or below, or frozen at 0 or below. Casings. Some hot dogs have a casing or thin skin. If the species of the casing is different than that of the hot dog, the label must say so. For example, if a turkey hot dog has a pork casing, the label must list the pork casing on the ingredients list. If the casing is artificially colored, the label must indicate this as well. Byproducts and variety meats. Frankfurter, hot dog, wiener, or bologna with byproducts, or with variety meats, are made according to specifications for cooked and or smoked sausages, see above, except they consist of not less than 15% of one or more kinds of raw skeletal muscle meat with raw meat byproducts. The byproducts, heart, kidney, or liver, for example, must be named with the derived species and be individually named in the ingredient statement. Species. Beef franks or pork franks are cooked and or smoked sausage products made according to the specifications above, but with the meat from a single species and do not include byproducts. Turkey franks or chicken franks can contain turkey or chicken and turkey or chicken skin and fat in proportion to a turkey or chicken carcass. Ingredient statement. All ingredients in a product must be listed in the ingredient statement in order of predominance, from highest to lowest amounts. Meat, derived by advanced meat bone separation and meat recovery systems. The definition of meat was amended in December 1994 to include any meat product that is produced by advanced meat bone separation machinery. This meat is comparable in appearance, texture, and composition to meat trimmings and similar meat products derived by hand. This machinery separates meat from bone by scraping, shaving, or pressing the meat from the bone without breaking or grinding the bone. Product produced by advanced meat recovery (AMR) machinery can be labeled using terms associated with the hand deboned product, such as pork trimmings and ground pork. The AMR machinery cannot grind, crush, or pulverize bones to remove edible meat tissue. The bones must emerge essentially intact. The meat produced in this manner can contain no more than 150 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams of product, within a tolerance of 30 milligrams of calcium. Products that exceed calcium content limit must be labeled mechanically separated pork in the ingredient statement. Mechanically separated meat, MSM. Mechanically separated meat is a paste-like and batter-like meat product produced by forcing bones with attached edible meat under high pressure through a sieve or similar device to separate the bone from the edible meat tissue. In 1982, a final rule published by FSIS on mechanically separated meat said it was safe and established a standard of identity for the food product. Some restrictions were made on how much can be used and the type of products in which it can be used. These restrictions were based on concerns for limited intake of certain components in MSM, like calcium. Due to FSIS regulations enacted in 2004 to protect consumers against bovine spongiform encephalopathy, mechanically separated beef is considered inedible and prohibited from use in human foods. It is not permitted in hot dogs or any other processed product. Mechanically separated pork is permitted and must be labeled as mechanically separated pork in the ingredient statement. Hot dogs can contain no more than 20% mechanically separated pork. Mechanically separated poultry. Mechanically separated poultry is a paste-like, batter-like poultry product produced by forcing bones with attached edible tissue through a sieve or similar device under high pressure to separate bone from edible tissue. Mechanically separated poultry has been used in poultry products since the late 1960s. In 1995, a final rule on mechanically separated poultry said it was safe and could be used without restrictions. However, it must be labeled as mechanically separated chicken or turkey in the product's ingredient statement. The final rule became effective in November 4th, 1996. Hot dogs can contain any amount of mechanically separated chicken and turkey.
And I feel like New York City. Get me to the farm.